Hello there and welcome to today's book review. Today I'm reviewing Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Increase Your Financial IQ, Get Smart with Your Money. Robert Kiyosaki is an entrepreneur, investor, as well as author. He's best known for his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. In that book, he speaks about having two dads. One educated dad who wasn't well off financially, and another one is best friend's dad who was an investor and very rich. And so in that book, he talks about the experiences of both dads and the lessons that he drew. As a result of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, Robert Kiyosaki has written a number of books based on the same or similar concepts really. And this is where Increase Your Financial IQ, Get Smart with Your Money actually also stems from. Today's book review is extremely important, particularly considering what we are going through or the stories that we've heard in the recent past with regards to, the president of Zambia approving the partial withdrawal for your pension contributions, the NAPSA contributions. We've seen the number of queues, people queuing up, trying to withdraw their, partial withdrawal for their pension contribution through NAPSA. And as well as the financial scam that we heard recently reported in the media. And so you can see that a lot of people are eager, they are thirsty, they want means and ways of growing their money through investments. When I was watching the news, some of the interviews that were done, people were asked, how would you like to invest your money? And a number of people said, I want to invest in government bonds. I want to complete my house. I want to start a business. So people understand that investing your money, even if it's, partially withdrawing from your pension contribution, which has its own repercussions that we can look at later on. Today, I feel like just withdrawing that money is good enough for you to invest. A lot of people are looking at platforms that they can invest their money so that it can grow. And so this book review is extremely fundamental, particularly for individuals that want to invest their money. Rich Dads, Increase Your Financial IQ is going to help you to increase your financial IQ and understand ways of making money, growing it, and saving your money or protecting your money. So let's take a look at this book and what lessons we can draw from it. At the beginning of the book, Robert Kiyosaki introduces a concept which I really like. Robert Kiyosaki talks about the differences between how poor people handle their problems compared to the rich. He likes to say that poor people have got short-term solutions to their problems, whereas the rich have got long-term focused solutions to their problems. Robert Kiyosaki notes that poor people would run to actually get debt to resolve their problems. Many people, and I'm pretty sure you know a few, that would go to, a payday loan institution to get a loan based on their salary so that they can solve an urgent problem. That is an example of a short-term solution to a long-term problem. A problem that might need a longer term focused solution. In contrast, the rich will look at how can I solve this problem permanently? So they will look at ways of saving money, probably creating an emergency fund or investing as little money as they have into some investment platform that is able to give them a return. So in this way, Robert Kiyosaki clearly distinguishes the kind of way poor people handle their problems compared to the rich. And he emphasizes a longer term focus when it comes to resolving our financial problems. So unlike the poor or many of us that struggle with finances, unlike looking at short-term solutions to our problems, Robert Kiyosaki is actually introducing how we can have a look at our problems the way the rich do. And that way we can actually come out of this poverty situation we find ourselves in. So at the beginning of the book, this is how Robert Kiyosaki actually introduces this concept in terms of how the rich look at the problems compared to the poor. In this line, Robert Kiyosaki emphasizes the need for financial education so that you can come out of this poverty, cycle that you find yourself in. And so he introduces 5 key concepts. He calls them financial IQs. And when he speaks about financial IQ, he distinguishes it between financial intelligence and financial IQ. And it goes down to, many people are able to make money, right? But it's how much of that money you're able to save that determines your financial IQ. For example, we can both be earning 50,000 kwacha, right? But then after expenditure or after using that money, you find that I'm able to save maybe 5,000 kwacha and you are able to save 20,000 kwacha. That means that your financial IQ is higher than mine, even though we both are able to make the same amount of money. And so Robert Kiyosaki, through his 5 financial IQ concepts, helps us understand how we can increase our financial IQ. The first financial IQ he speaks about is making more money. This is either through your business or through your current job. How do you increase the money that you are currently making so that it's much more than you're currently earning? This involves developing skills that will enable you to make more money from your current job or from your business. And this involves solving other people's problems. You see, I like this also. When you are able to, first of all, start by solving your own problems, okay, you've got skills that are able to help you solve your own problems. When you are able to solve other people's problems, that is going to result in you making more money because you are adding value to other people and you are able to solve other people's problems. So that's the first financial IQ. Make more money. The second financial IQ it talks about is protecting your money. Yes, it could be easy for you to make money, but are you protecting that money? Maybe through insurance. And many of us have got different views about insurance, which are understandable, especially if you don't see the reason why you should insure your business, your assets, your property. You are not really sure why every month you have to spend money to insure your vehicle and all of that. But then for you to protect your money, Robert Kiyosaki also talks about reducing the risk of losing that money. For example, property, a house might burn, there might be a fire and the house would be on fire. If you've insured that property, you are going to reduce the risk of losing the entire investment in that property. And so the second financial IQ Robert Kiyosaki speaks about is protecting your money through such means as insurance. The third financial IQ is budgeting and controlling your expenditure. Robert Kiyosaki speaks about different kinds of budgets. He particularly speaks about ensuring you've got a surplus budget and also ensuring that you're able to control your expenses. The fourth financial IQ is leveraging your assets. So here Robert Kiyosaki speaks about using debt to make more money, essentially. Now, the world is now a global village, so they say, right? And if you are based in Zambia, you might hear leverage your assets, borrow money or use other people's money to make money. It sounds fun, right? But let's be real. Where we stay, you need to be able to compute what the cost of that debt is if you're going to actually use it as a leverage. Otherwise, it's going to be a burden on you and it will result in a lot of financial stress. What am I talking about? In as much as the fourth financial IQ in Robert Kiyosaki's Increase Your Financial IQ book is about, you leveraging debt to make more money, in Zambia, in our country, I don't know about what country you are watching from right now, what your interest rates are on debt. In our country, a personal loan will not fetch at less than 29% interest rate. I believe this also applies to a corporate debt, ignoring the risk profile of you as an individual and all other factors. Just the interest rate itself. Are you able to make 29% of whatever investment you want to invest in so that you're able to pay back that loan? So when you're thinking about using assets to make more money, such as debt, think about the cost of that debt. But that is the fourth financial IQ Robert Kiyosaki speaks about. It requires a lot more homework for people or for individuals that live in countries where our interest rates are extremely high. So it requires a little bit more work. if you've got an opportunity, you live in a country where your interest rates are below 5%, why not? Why not? Definitely leverage debt. Use other people's money to make money. It makes a lot of sense. And if you've got a great business idea that can earn you a lot more interest than the cost of borrowing, perfect. Use that debt. Use other people's money to make money. The final financial IQ Robert Kiyosaki speaks about is increasing your financial intelligence. Basically, you need to read more, get more financial knowledge, become more financially educated, which is why I'm so happy to share what I learned through this YouTube video and through the Ndalama Insights radio program, because I believe I am disseminating information, financial education, real financial education to the masses so that we can all become financially intelligent. I like to distinguish financial education from the financial literacy that many financial institutions want to push out there, particularly or mainly because they want to, have people open bank accounts, and so that, they can get fees, monthly management fees and all of that. You hear a lot of financial institutions talking about open a savings account and all of that. Ask yourself, how much are you earning from that savings account? That should be your first question. And that's even before the charges. The kind of financial education I want us to embrace is real. It is about what is the cost of the debt that I'm getting. Is it at a floating rate interest rate, or is it at a fixed rate interest rate? That is the kind of financial information you need to be able to get, or you need to start getting. And so the fifth financial IQ Robert Kiyosaki talks about is getting financial information, educating yourself. Information is useful, but you need to be able to know where it's the source of that information and what the motivation for those people that are giving you this information is. You need to be wise and really understand what it is this information is presenting to you, and if it's information that you can actually utilize. Are you learning something? Is it going to benefit you financially? Is it going to leave you well off with more money, not less money, not with more stress? Those are the things you need to think about. Those are the 5 financial IQs Robert Kiyosaki introduces in his book. There's a concept that Robert Kiyosaki speaks about in his book that I would really love to talk about more, and this is the concept of paying yourself first. I have heard and I've watched a number of videos, and I've heard a lot of people speak about pay yourself first. I think Robert Kiyosaki really explains paying yourself first really well. What does it mean to pay yourself first? You see, when you are making money, either through a salary or through your business, we tend to prioritize other expenditures first, especially if you're a kind, nice person. Like for me, I really don't like debt of any type. And so I go the extra mile and ensure that I've covered my expenditure. My landlord is paid off, my wages, expenditure, everything is paid off first before I can pay myself. So having read Rich Dad's Increase Your Financial IQ, I really came to understand what pay yourself first really means. What Robert Kiyosaki says, pay yourself first, means that when you make money, the first thing you need to do is to set aside money, put it in an investment account, or invest it in specific investment portfolios that you've identified. For example, you've identified that you want to build property, you want to buy stocks, or you want to invest in the government bond, right? So when you make money, prioritize that first. So for example, you've made 200,000 in a particular month. Ensure that you invest 50,000 of that money in the government bond. 50,000 goes to building your property, maybe setting the foundation. Maybe 20,000 goes to buying a stock, or maybe on a company listed on the Lusaka Stock Exchange. That is what Robert Kiyosaki advises. What happens to the rest of the expenditure? The rest of the expenditure then comes in line. That is when you actually look at the rest of the expenditure. Now, you might ask yourself to say, what if I don't have enough money to cover the rest of the expenditure? Well, that's exactly the point. You understand? where you don't have enough money to cover the rest of the expenditure, it will actually force you to work harder so that you can make more money, so that you can pay yourself first and also be able to afford the rest of the expenditure. Pay yourself first is a powerful concept that allows you to ensure that you are building wealth at the same time as, managing your business, and so that eventually the wealth that you are building through your investments is going to be able to be enough to afford all the other expenditures and all the other problems or issues that you are facing. Without which, if you are not spending money for investments, you're going to be stuck in this cycle forever, right? Or the rat race if you are employed. So the key is set aside money, because that money is growing. The investments are growing. That is the money that is eventually going to grow so big such that you're able to sort out all the problems that you have. And so pay yourself first is a financial concept that if you understood, if it's the one thing you get from increase your financial IQ, then that's fine. I sleep nicely knowing that this concept of pay yourself first, because I really understand what it means. So from now on, whatever money you make, pay yourself first. The other expenditures will sort themselves out through your hard work. That will actually push you to work harder. Overall, Rich Dads Increase Your Financial IQ, Get Smarter with Your Money is a book that I highly recommend for individuals, for entrepreneurs, for anyone that wants to see their money grow. It is a great book that I encourage you to pick up at a bookstore today. I picked mine in a bookstore in Zambia, and I'm pretty sure you can also find one in any bookstore across the world. So get smart with your money, increase your financial IQ. Thank you so much for watching. And if you've subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button. It is up here. And don't you forget to share and like this video. Thank you so much, and see you next time.